So as of right now, you can't really see much of me because I've got my tablet sitting on my computer. Consider the fact that I'm not able to access my laptop. However, I made a purchase a while back for a computer that I had heard that was the school was selling. Mind you, that was a few months, I think about 2 months after my laptop had quit working. So that's kind of the most tedious thing for me, but it's not as bad as something else that I'm doing. I've actually been having a bit of car problems that I'm looking into getting fixed. It's a bit stressful alongside with some other things that I'm dealing with that I'm not going to get into because it's something that I'm trying to transition away from this school because of how much crap I've been dealing with. Some of you might know what I'm talking about, some of you may not. However, if you want to kind of get a backstory on that and give your personal feedback, I'd be willing to talk to you about that personally, so that way I don't get so many comments saying, oh, you did this wrong, you did that wrong, and cause any drama between you guys as well. Now, as you can tell based off of the title of the video, the last live stream I did, I'm actually going to pull it up here in just a minute on my computer so that I can remember. It was several months ago, and that was before I moved out to an apartment. Let's see, I know you're here somewhere. Let's go to you. I know you'll be potentially following up on my. Go to the last video I remember streaming was about 2 months ago when I was visiting my family for I want to say the 4th of July. No, it wasn't, because I dated it the 9th of July and it's now September. And July happened to be the last one I did before I moved into an apartment that I'm now currently in. I would do an apartment tour, but right now, with the current situation I've been in, yeah, I'm not going to even attempt to do so. Now, as of right now, some of you probably already know what I'm about to mention because I've talked to some of you about it. However, this is something that I'm working towards doing and transitioning away from the school because I personally am dealing with some problems that I think are utter BS. And that is, I feel like, what I'm about to mention actually is something that I am not alone on, that a lot of you may agree with me on, and if you're one of those individuals who are watching this that came to this school, basically know what I'm talking about. Now, I feel like the school has treated me like a child. For instance, mind you, this is something that I've actually been pondering about, and it's rough for me and a lot of us, but I just feel like they're not playing a fair game because they told me I cannot allow visitors, whether it's students or friends off campus, to come into my apartment. Mind you, I am paying my fair share for rent. What's worse is I got to deal with an individual, and I'm not going to say name names, who I've been butting heads with for quite some time now, and I fear that this individual will make it much worse and try to snitch on me. However, I'm trying to stay as calm as possible and not try to make this a big deal, because I'm trying to fight this type of thing before it even happens, so that way it keeps to a bare minimum of little to no issues as possible. Now, as of right now, the noise you're hearing in addition to my voice is a, what do you call those things where the 3D printing material is on? It's like a spool of some kind. If you know what I'm referring to, go ahead and put it down in the comments. I do apologize in advance for not being able to get to the comments from the past videos, because I've been dealing with a lot of things. However, I'm going to slowly start getting in the habit of starting up content once a week. It's going to be a little tough to start, but once I get going on something, then there's going to be a chance that I'll start posting. Sorry, I'm trying to keep my hands busy right now, alongside with trying to not have my throat go dry, because I haven't had much to drink today. I actually need to get in the habit of actually eating something. The apartments, however, that this school I'm going to happens to be pretty decent sizes. It's their dorms that I have somewhat of an issue with. I'm not trying to brag or anything. I just am putting it out there, in my opinion. Some of you maybe think you kind of sound like Sheldon Cooper. I've gotten that comment a lot. I'm not trying to sound like him. I'm not trying to be like him. Matter of fact, I'm not even trying to impersonate him. It turns out I've got a lot of personality traits similar to Sheldon Cooper. Other than that, yeah, so one of the reasons why I am titling this video, or this live stream, whatever you want to call it, the way you currently see it as transitioning into something new, is because I'm going to transition into different topics. Some I will come back to and go back onto at times, and I do apologize on that. There will be times where I will forget about it. But yeah, but that's more of something that is going to probably start like fading off. So, but yeah, real quick while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to actually mute my computer so that I can go through the comments just that I've had from past videos. Doesn't look like, let's see. Go back here, go to your videos. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm going through the list of like videos that may have a potential, like have potential comments. Reason why is because there's a high chance of you guys making comments that I may not have seen. Does not look like anything has changed. Okay, so real quick while I'm thinking about it, the last video I recorded, considering the fact that that was back in July of last year, only ended up with 5 views. Now, the one thing I'm going to start doing, and I only have a limited number at the moment, is I'm currently in the process of creating these little suckers. Let's see, if you're able to hear me, great. If not, please put it in the comments down below on that, just so that way I know. However, that's not going to stop me from doing these live streams. But still, if I'm selling these at about $10 each, just know I'm going to try to keep it local, but that's not going to stop me from selling them and making a little bit of revenue off of it. However, I'm keeping them at the baseline of $10 each because it's going to allow me to make that particular revenue off of something than sitting around doing absolutely nothing. Which reminds me, I do want to put an update on the quantity into my system here. I don't have anything up for grabs on a store yet because of reasons. One of which being the fact that I haven't gotten too far with the whole channel yet. However, I do have PayPal alongside with Venmo. So you guys are more than welcome to Venmo me or do a PayPal. Let's see, I'm gonna put a video on this just because I know what I'm gonna do. Let's see, I know my Venmo. I've learned I tend to bounce around a lot with a lot of like topics. And it's one of those things where I tend to hate doing because it's like, why do this and cause people to get bored? It's understandable. Let's see. I know where I put it. There you are. I'm trying to find my Venmo and PayPal accounts just so that way I can access that. I would use Zelle, but the problem with that is the fact that I've learned that I'm struggling with it. Now let's see. I need let's see, I could just do this. I need to change, I don't know if I can change the unit or the count thing, what do you call it? Change it? Yes, sweet. I didn't want to. So one thing I'm going to do is so that way you guys can select it is make sure that you can at least highlight it and like put it into Venmo. Please be careful with sending me money because I've learned I don't do well with sending people money when it comes to paying them, which is why I'm really careful on not like buying stuff. I'm gonna do my PayPal as well if I can find it. I think I've had it. I might still have it. Not look like it, but I could be wrong. No, I do not have PayPal apparently. I guess I got rid of it a while back. Which is fine because you can find my PayPal in a different video, which I rarely am looking into. However, no, I'm not going to make this. I'm not trying to like adjust it to the point where, see. I can't even put that there. Oh, that's new. I'm going through the settings for this live stream to see what just to put in the description because I'm not going to do it on my tablet. Because I've learned that StreamYard won't allow me to do that until I get the video put up and like finished with. And one of the things that I'm coming across is with the comments and ratings. What I've got here, or what I'm seeing here, is it shows category. Well, let's see, you got the comments and ratings as the subtitle or subsection or whatever you want to call it, and then choose if and how you want to show your comments, or the comments, I should say. And the options it gives are allow all comments, hold potentially inappropriate comments for review, increase strictness as an experiment. Mind you, that's for the inappropriate like option. And then hold all comments for review or disable comments. Now, if you guys are gonna like cuss in my comments, that's where I'm just gonna not allow comments. Or if you're gonna talk sexual, dirty, or whatnot, that's where I'll disable comments for that. That or get your comment removed. So please keep that in mind. So at this point, let's see, show how many viewers. Yes, that would be. She's the newest. And save changes. Now, there might be a little bit of a change to the stream. If there is, great. If not, there won't be too big of a problem. However, I'm trying to process something here real quick while it's like fresh in my head. And sorry, I'm trying to get that unplugged. You're gonna see just the top of my head for a few seconds. You down there. You're there. Sorry, I'm trying to get my Bluetooth keyboard for my tablet plugged in. Now I'm gonna just let that charge. Anyways, so some of you may know what I'm about to mention, and I may have mentioned this earlier, but with the school I'm at, I'm actually calling my last term as this current term we're in because we just started as of last Monday. I should say last Tuesday because we just started the term with Monday being a holiday. Considering the fact that I've been wanting to do this for about a year now that I'm thinking about it because I started in July. In addition to having drama start in like early September, late August, early September. But I've been seeing issues arise 24/7 and the school going downhill since I started. It wasn't really too heavily noticeable to start with, but as time has gone on, I've learned that with the way some of the staff is treating the students is unfair. I will say right now, it feels good to know that I actually am not alone on this. In addition to some students causing drama that needs to stop. Now, I'm gonna put it in the open right now. There will be times where I may like throw a swerve ball and swear a little bit, but that's only when I'm actually really like frustrated with a lot of things, and I'm going to start using these live streams or parts of these live streams, I should say, to being able to vent, not to expect any comfort, but just to be able to have that ability to understand where I'm sitting and being able to verbalize it in addition to using YouTube as a daily vlog or a daily blog for myself, in addition to seeing how I can like look back and be like, okay, this is what I've learned, this is what I've faced, here's what I'm facing now. For instance, I'm actually facing a lot of drama right now with a lot of people that drug me into the things that I've told them not to. However, if you plan on starting up drama, leave me out of it, please. Now, if you had to deal with drama in the past, hold on. Sorry, I was just listening in on not a conversation, but a announcement that was just made. Sorry, I thought I saw the view number as 8 instead of 0, which I also had to double take, triple take, and quadruple take on. All right, let's see. So, in addition to the coasters, you guys are more than willing to give me a little bit of money. And I'm not trying to be selfish here, but I want you to understand that if you want to see more content besides just these live streams, I would recommend actually like making that payment of like something you might want to see. I know a lot of like social media platforms are getting pretty popular. That doesn't stop me from at least doing my own life the way I want it. However, which reminds me, I'm actually going to put in the comments in just the next little bit here, not the comment, the description. I knew I was close to the name. I'm actually going to put in the description in addition to my Venmo. What I'm going to do, hold on, I want to actually do something here real quick while I'm thinking about it. Well, because I'm going to experiment here in a little bit if I can find what I'm looking for. I am looking at potentially getting to see if any of you would be interested in starting this up. If you guys remember back in the day, even if you're born in the late 1990s, early 2000s, growing up, if you remember, you'd always see, or you'd be a part of a, I know this may sound ridiculous for someone being born in the year of 1999, but the one thing I do remember, let's see, are like, what do you call them? They become so popular that they became a TikTok thing. Oh God, why can I not think? For example, like the bottle flip, how popular that got, and then you got like there was something else in addition to that that was so stupidly interesting. I say it's stupidly interesting because I've learned that a lot of the things that came along well since I was born, I found rather stupid, but over time I've learned that it's not stupid, it's just more of my own personal preference. Trend is what I'm looking for. However, I want to try to see how far this would go for a trend. So, hey, you're going to see the name change in just a little bit here. Of course, I get a hair on my hand. So, I'm not going to even do that. So what I'm going to do, let's see. I'm actually going to do this real quick while I'm thinking about it. Because if I were to go to my Gmail and actually Gmail. So what you're going to see in the description in the next 2, maybe 3 minutes, depending on if my phone will ever allow me to, that would be the sound of my phone going off. Let's see, drafts. Highlight the link. I'm also looking into making this a trend because what you're about to see actually should help. I love using fetch. Now, fetch, if you don't know what that is what it is I would do a little bit of editing with this video, but problem with that is I don't know how I would like stream that. But what I love about fetch is, and it has saved me as much as it possibly could, which isn't very often, but that's only on because it's my fault for not doing what I'm supposed to. However, I will say I do love fetch because it has helped me a little bit because of certain financial situations giving me problems. Now, I'm not saying that financial problems is not everyone's cup of tea. It's just it happens to be something I've been in a bind for. Now, fetch I love because it allowed me to redeem several gift cards, and how you can do that is based off of how many receipts you scan, depending on what's on it and whatever deals it has that you want to scan it, look for. I usually just scan a receipt no matter what. The base point line is basically 25 points, which I love, considering the fact that it does get tedious. And then anything that is on any given receipt that it suggests will give you additional points. It's not going to be every receipt you'll get that you'll get those additional points. See, I should have saved that right now, actually, now I think about it. So that the description should have updated. Let's see, I want to go to edit because it should have updated in my YouTube. No, that's because I didn't. I'm not doing it through StreamYard. One thing I will say right now is I do need to get a drink while I'm thinking about it. So as of right now, I'm about to show you, and I'm actually kind of holding it off to the side here, is something I got for my birthday this year that I'm actually grateful about, because if it wasn't for my mom, I wouldn't be able to do this. So starting within the next week or so, or the next few weeks, what I'm planning on doing is, if you remember with the video I recently had done back in July of last year, where the icon should go back here, where it involved, how come it's doing that is my question. It was July 5th of last year, if I remember right, where I involved my grandmother for a little bit. It went for about 15 minutes, if you remember. I was on a camera that I actually still have. Hold that thought for a minute. Yes. So if you remember, I was using this thing to. I wonder if you both are still good. Batteries that I got. I use these in this little sucker, which the graphics on it isn't all that great, alongside with the audio. Sorry, I spaced out on that. I tend to do that a lot. And that plus an SD card that I have, I actually have two SD cards, micro SD cards with the one size. Yeah, I've got this one that was in the one camera I used last year. And then I got the one in this camera here, which I actually need to plug in. And the camera that you're about to see is the one that is probably much more expensive than the one that I purchased. And I appreciate this from my mom, because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have been able to get this. Which I love about this is the fact that I'm actually able to, I've got the microphone. The only problem with it is this part comes off, and I know it's probably not a good idea, but what I'm going to do is probably put a little bit of glue around the back here, or along where the foam piece meets the plastic, so that way it stays on. The one thing I love about this is it has an app that I can use that allows me to record while also just having the video right there on my phone. Trying to think, because I'm looking at the list of videos I've done as like live streams, which I've learned I actually do a lot more live streaming than I do with actual content. And I've learned that I actually do a lot. I actually tend to get a few views here and there, not by much, but I do get a lot of views via streaming, whether it's through a game, which I actually haven't been doing lately because of how crappy the internet's been. But starting this week, oh yeah, in addition to doing content, what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start doing videos where it's like throughout each week instead of a daily vlog. And Fridays will be days where I will, well, let's see. It's not going to be, there will be weeks where I won't upload, or weekends where I won't upload. There's a reason behind it. And it goes something like this. It's because with family stuff and having to deal with certain things. I've been using certain places, certain events, and certain holidays to get away from the school because it has caused me enough stress, which I actually am grateful for certain getaway areas because it has allowed me to get away from the stress as is. The only problem with it all is the fact that I feel like I'm in a continual loop. That noise you're hearing as the mic picks up, if it does, let me know if it doesn't. But I will say right now, what you're hearing is my AC going, because from what I'm hearing, we're supposed to get a few more days of the heat that we have. Speaking of heat, I wonder. So the school is supposed to take us up to Lagoon this year, but apparently that never happened because of financial issues. It's like, why do that when you already got half the student body already set in like their minds to it and like being excited for it? Yes, me being one of them. So we're staying under 100 at least this week. I'm not. The reason why I'm saying. I'm sorry. I'm trying to not say where I'm at because of reasons. One of which being the fact that I got family that lives nearby, about 20 minutes from where I'm at. But that's not going to stop me from allowing you guys to make the purchase of these coasters that I got, which I've actually got about 42 of them. Also, I'm going to slowly start making adjustments to the schedule for my YouTube channel. However, I'm going to let you know now. What you're going to start seeing is something, and I'm not trying to like share my precise location, but I'm going to say I am here on the planet of Earth. For those who question me a little bit, because I know some of you may question me a little bit. Which you don't have to worry too much about me because there might be things I might say that I might reference that I'm not sure where it's coming from. If I do reference things, I will say good for you on noticing that. Now, as of now, so I'm going to let you guys know. I'm actually, what I'm about to explain to you is something that I've actually learned about a channel I follow. Now, backing up to the school now, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a twist here for the last little bit. One of the things that I will say that I've learned that just put me in so much awe is the fact that I've learned that one of the staff members here, who I actually like, I'm not going to give the name, actually lives near a family who I actually follow here on YouTube. And the family that I'm referring to is, you can find it through my, like, I think it might be the channel tab or the about tab. I could be wrong. It reminds me, I need to see if I can do it, edit a see if I can customize my channel here. I'm actually learning as I go with YouTube now. considering the fact that I'm going to start working with Macy's. Now, if you don't know what Macy's is, now if you do know what Macy's is, stay quiet for this, so that way I can explain. For those that don't have Macy's, know what Macy's is. Also, sorry about the background lighting. I don't typically sit in too bright of a room. The reason why it would go dim and then light is because of where my head sits, basically. So, oh yeah, that's right. Um, so what I'm currently doing, and as of right now, well, okay, back to the Macy's thing. Real quick while I'm thinking about it. It's one of Utah's known grocery stores in Utah County, alongside with Salt Lake County. I don't know where else you'd find any. But the locations I know of are basically here in the state of Utah. I'm actually going back and forth between several accounts on my Instagram. However, a lot of them I'm using as private reasons. Not going to give the reasons because of them being private. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to work on it. I don't know if I want to do that though. One thing I will do though. Let me see if I can. I wonder. Can I add? Let me see if I can. Oh my gosh. I'll explain that later. Well, I guess I could do that. I want to create an account for YouTube, so that way can I log into. Okay, so what I'll do for Instagram. What I'll do for Instagram is I'll create an account for this channel, considering the fact that my email is linked to the Instagram I've got. I'm gonna see if I can create another with another account. Review for the time being. But so as of right now, I know I've gone for about 45 minutes. But I just wanted to use this video or this live stream as my go-to for my mood swing, because I've been dealing with something that would be considered called depression for the last like week or less, or less. Also, I'm gonna start using every Sunday to kind of like put out what I have, what how each week went on, in addition to kind of reflecting. In addition to that, any like thoughts, suggestions, comments, concerns, anything that you can think of could be useful. Just be careful on how you word them, because there may be Sundays where I'm just not in the mood for comments. Now, I'm not trying to say that to be a prick. I'm just saying that to let you guys know that might be a thing starting as of next week, depending on what goes on. Now, if I can manage to start using this camera, which I'm hoping I will, I'm also praying to start using it again or more, because I don't, with how expensive it may have been, yeah, I don't want it to go to waste. Other than that, if you got any questions or concerns or comments you want to make, put them down below in the comments below. Other than that, yeah, I'm just gonna let you guys know now. Oh, a few other links I'm gonna include, but I'll include that in the next live stream. So yeah.